He is to bowl to Sadiki Bolt. And Bolt is back and pushing this one back down the pitch. And the bowler comes across and fields. So there's a man. He took a very sharp catch to get rid of Trevon Griffiths. Here's Joseph. Forward is Bolt and turn this one into the onside. It's fielded by the man at short mid-wicket. On short mid-wicket, square leg, and a deep mid-wicket. Bolt is turning this one to the man at a short square leg, backward square leg. He seems to have found his rhythm and his length. Here is Bolt driving up to the man at mid-off, and he can't score. Bolt. And he's forward to this one. That one didn't spin much. Bolt seemed as though he waited on it all the way onto the bat. Here is Joseph. And so back of a length and push back down the wicket to him. And that's the end of another over. That's the end of over number 12. And Brown out there. But they've done a pretty good job at ensuring that the outfield still remains fast and level. So Joseph Palmer bowls his first delivery to Palmer. Flight to delivery. Bolt is on the front foot and pushes it back down the pitch to Joseph. Joseph, in your drive, why didn't you drive it? Bolt turns this one and he's out. Is he out? There's an appeal, and the fielders, they seem very excited. They seem as though they had him. The man under the bat, he got up very quickly. He claimed the catch. The umpire was very quick in saying not out. An excellent decision by umpire Elsa Mitchell. But he came up, he claimed the catch, but umpire said not out very quickly. Here is Palmer, the top of his mark, twirling away. And this one is short, and Bolt is back and turn this one to Attar, who's under the bat. It seems as though the man under the bat and the man at short mid-wicket. Here is Palmer. Again, this one turned to the man under the bat, and he can't score. Another maiden. And Palmer, he is really getting the ball to talk. To bowl to Javel Glenn. Around the wicket this time. And Glenn is forward. Turn this one into the offside. This could be a run-out chance. Leverage comes across. Sends the throw in. It's wide and high and wide. And gives Glenn an opportunity to get back. It seems as though Leverage was sleeping. More pressure on Glenn. The man has been added to second slip. And Glenn is forward and pushing this one into the offside. And the man on the boundary, cover boundary, comes off and they get a single in his very first over. Here he is. And Nepal is turned this one into the path of the man under the bat. It seemed as though it may have been an opportunity for a catch. On strike, they're finding it extremely difficult. Here is Watson turning this one again to the man under the bat to score Palmer. This one is short, and Nepal is on the back foot. And again, no run scored. Joseph's flight to delivery, and Watson casually pushes it back down the pitch. Joseph comes across and fields, and that's the end of another tidy over. Here is Palmer to bowl to the left-handed Glenn, who's hitting this one. It's in the air. Will the man at point be able to reach it? No, he won't. And they go through for the single. Whoa, no, that ball was pitched just outside the off stump. It spun away from Glenn. It seemed as though Glenn wanted to go over the man at short cover. Here is Palmer. Flight to delivery, and he's trying to turn this one, but he doesn't succeed in doing so. Of all the Melbourne batsmen that he's seen so far. Here he is. Back of a length and beaten outside the off stump. That one went through with the arm. Nepal was looking for the ball to spin back into him. It went through with the arm. Here is Palmer. Wily off spinner. Flight to delivery. In the air. Hitting this one is Watson. And it goes down to the man at deep mid-wicket who comes off the fence, Renard Leverage, and sends a strong throw in. One bounce to the wicketkeeper. And the score now moves to 76 for the loss of 5 wickets. The Melbourne belt. Here is Palmer to bowl to the left-handed Glenn. And Glenn is looking to drive this one past the man at cover. Can't beat him. And again, Glenn, the 4 deliveries that he's faced from Joseph Palmer, he's been looking to get onto the front foot and try to attack him. Again, this one is on the front foot. And he comes and plays it softly into the offside. And that's the end of another over. End of over number 18. At the end of it is 76 for the loss of 5 wickets here at Sabina Park. in the before lunch, things may get a little bit quicker. Here is Palmer bowling around the wicket to the left-handed Javel Glenn. Palmer is bowling with 2 slips, a man forward short leg. Glenn is forward. This one coming off the outer part of the bat, and the man at point comes down and fields. Here is Palmer. Glenn is forward in defense, and the man at short cover fields. He has done a lot of repair jobs for the Jamaica Scorpions over the years. He may need to do one here again today. Here is Palmer, back of a length, and Glenn on the back foot turns it to the man at stander. Here is Palmer. This one is back and punching it. It hits the man at silly mid-off. Glenn settles in his stance. Here's Palmer. Twirls away. Flight to delivery, and Glenn thought about going down the ground, but he decided against it, and he only succeeded in pushing it to the man at short mid-wicket, and there is no run. Another maiden over for Joseph Palmer, and at the end of it, end of over number 20, it's 80 for the loss of 6 wickets here to participate in the competition this year. This one is turned back down the pitch to the twirling off spinner. Very good thing. Here is Joseph. Glenn is forward and pushes it to the man. Here is Joseph. Forward is Glenn again, and Joseph skips across to his right and fields. And Nikita Miller, the captain of Melbourne, he will have to do a repair job here. And he faces his first delivery, back of a length by Palmer, and he turns it to the man under the bat, who doesn't get worked up very easily. Here he is, turning this one down. The man at point comes across, Sheldon Cottrell, the throw comes in, and there's run out opportunity there. Damien Jacobs, he called for the single. He was out of the blocks like a flash. The throw came in very quickly from Sheldon Cottrell. It went to his left, his stronger side. He went down very quickly and sent the throw in very sharply. And if that had hit, umpire Christopher Taylor would have had to make a decision, and one believes that decision would have been out. Then 17 JCA Senior Cup Finals, 81 for the loss of 8 wickets. So Joseph Palmer of local cricket, here he is, looking to turn this one behind square, and he does so. It goes down to the man at fine leg, and they go through for the single. One believes maybe that was the plan, maybe giving away a single. Here is Joseph to bowl to Lamont, and Lamont is turning this one into the offside. He looked as though he wanted to squeeze it to the onside. Non-striker is Damien Jacobs. Here is Joseph Palmer. Again, this one back of a length. And so here is Palmer. This one is a flight to delivery and driven by Lamont down to the man at mid-off, and he can't score. He will have to try and manage things. Here is Joseph Palmer. As he comes in, round the wicket to the left-handed Lamont, who cuts this one to the man at backward point. Can't beat him, and that's the end of another over. At the end of it, Melbourne are 82 for the loss of 8 wickets. We still have a further 32 minutes to go before lunch to his liking. Here he is to bowl to Jacobs, who's turning this one down to the man at fine leg. So and the score now moves to 86 for the loss of 8. I'm still not batting 5 deliveries from Joseph's. I'm thinking he must have been okay. This one is in the air, and Lamont goes. A flight to delivery from Joseph Palmer. Lamont tried to clear the man at mid-off, and that shows his inexperience of playing here at Sabina Park. When you're trying to hit down to the George Headley end, once you go aerial, you have to hit it cleanly, because there's a very strong breeze here at this time. It's very difficult to clear the boundary ropes. He only succeeded in spooning a catch up to Renard Leverage, who ran back and take a very good catch, a comfortable catch, one would think, over his shoulders, going towards the boundary. And Melbourne, they have lost their 9th wicket here with 85 runs on the board, 86 runs, on the board. And he has picked up his 4th wicket. This ball is whipped into the onside. The throw comes in at Joseph. And again, I still can't understand what is the reasoning. What is the logic behind what is happening here? Here is Joseph Palmer to bowl to Jacobs, who's driving outside the off stump. That ball didn't spin. It went through with the arm, and it went through to the wicketkeeper Chang. And here is Palmer. And again, this ball, a big swipe from Damien Jacobs. He misses totally. And one would want to believe that soon and very soon, Melbourne batting is going to meet the king. A fine leg region. He's now been placed to deep backward square. Here is Palmer. And a reverse sweep played by Damien Jacobs. They go through for 1. They come back for the 2nd. And they'll think about the 3rd. Will they come back for it? Yes, they will. They get the 3rd run. And that is excellent work from Damien Jacobs. He realized very quickly that the man, Sheldon Cottrell, was moved from the point region. He went into the reverse sweep, played it extremely well. It didn't hit the boundary ropes. It stopped just in front of the boundary. And they went through for 3, which brings him onto strike to face Sheldon Cottrell in the next over. And the score now moves to 89 for the loss of 9 wickets to ensure that that doesn't happen. Here is Palmer. This ball is defended to the offside. It seemed as though there could have been a single there. Jacobs seemed as though he missed an opportunity. Here is Palmer to bowl to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie is forward and pushes this ball back down the pitch. They can't score. There is Joseph to bowl to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's forward. That ball getting a little bit of bounce on him. He played high enough to get on top of the bounce. Here is Joseph Palmer. Flighty delivery, and this one is down the ground, and this will be 6 runs. A clean strike by the tail ender, Ronaldo Mackenzie. And that brings Melbourne to 101. So Ronaldo Mackenzie plays a clean hit, straight as an arrow, and it hit the side screen. Here he is to bowl, and this one is beaten outside the off stump, and Mackenzie was late on that one. Under his belt. He's only in his 7th Senior Cup game. And here he is turning this one. And he survives. Survives Joseph Palmer. Here is Joseph to bowl to Jacobs. Jacobs is letting this one go by down the leg side. And well taken by wicketkeeper Chang. Skipped across. Joseph Palmer. This one, Jacobs is back and looking to squeeze it to the offside. He can't beat the man at point. And there's still no run. Score is 102 for the loss of 9 wickets. This one is whipped into the onside, and they go through for the single. I think they're very comfortable now with, after seeing what happened the last over, I think they're comfortable with allowing Rolando Mackenzie to face Joseph Palmer. To Mackenzie. Mackenzie now opens his stance. Here is Palmer. And that ball is back of a length. The plan is, I think they're giving a little bit too much respect to Mackenzie. And Mackenzie is driving this one in the air. Will he be caught? Yes! That's the end of the innings for Melbourne. Melbourne innings closes at 103, and Joseph Palmer picks up his 5th wicket and a remarkable spell of bowling. And the captain of the Jamaica defense team, I'm sure, if he heard what I said earlier, he would have pointed up here to the media box to remind me that that's the reason why he's the captain and I'm the man with the mic in my hand. I just said it. I don't think that the man at long off was necessary. I thought that the man at mid off would have been a better choice. But he proved to me that he's the better thinker. That ball was hit down the throat of the man at long off. If he was at mid off, the ball would have gone over his head. So kudos to you, Captain Damian Gray.